Çünkü sen bu zamana bırakma işlerini çok sevdin Kıvılcım.
O ne demek şimdi Ömer?
Bitti artık. Bitti artık, bu saatten sonra ben yokum. Bu iş çocuk oyuncağı değil. Bugün git, yarın gel. Sen birinin peşinde koşmasına çok alıştın. Ama artık buraya kadardı.
Ya Ömer, bir sürü şey yaşadık bunca zaman. Benim kafamı
Development surrounding one of its most closely followed dramas, Kızılcık Şerbeti. The popular series has become a major topic of conversation among viewers, not only because of its dramatic storylines, but also because of the constant speculation surrounding its cast, characters, departures, possible newcomers, and the future direction of the production. As the television season continues to evolve, changes within the cast of Kızılcık Şerbeti have generated considerable curiosity. Viewers who have followed the series for a long time are now asking an important question. What will the changing cast mean for the future of the show? The Turkish TV world is no stranger to cast changes. Actors leave successful productions, new performers arrive, characters disappear from storylines, and unexpected developments can completely change the balance of a series. For a drama such as Kızılcık Şerbeti, where character relationships are at the heart of the story, even one major change can have a significant impact. The latest discussions have therefore attracted attention far beyond the show's regular audience, a new period for Kızılcık Şerbeti. Kızılcık Şerbeti has built a strong identity through its complicated family relationships, emotional conflicts, social differences, and unexpected twists. The series has repeatedly placed its characters in situations where personal choices collide with family expectations and social pressure. That structure has helped the drama maintain a passionate audience. However, long-running television productions inevitably face challenges. Storylines have to evolve, characters must develop, and producers need to keep viewers interested without destroying the identity of the original series. This is where cast changes become particularly important. When an established actor leaves a successful drama, the question is not simply whether another actor can fill the position. The bigger issue is whether the audience will accept the new character or replacement and whether the story can continue naturally. For Kızılcık Şerbeti, this issue has become increasingly important as discussions about its changing cast continue. Why cast changes matter so much? A television drama is more than its actors. It is a combination of writing, directing, production, music, visual style, and performance. Yet actors remain one of the most visible elements of any series. Audiences often develop emotional connections with fictional characters. They may identify with them, criticize them, support them, or even become emotionally attached to their relationships. As a result, when a familiar character disappears, viewers can experience the change almost as if a real relationship has been interrupted. This is especially true for Kızılcık Şerbeti. The show's audience has spent years following the complicated relationships among its central characters. Every major departure therefore creates questions about what comes next. Will the character be permanently removed? Will another character take over the same narrative function? Will a new actor enter the story? Or will the writers completely change direction? These are the questions currently occupying much of the conversation among Turkish television viewers. The growing curiosity around the future cast. One of the biggest sources of speculation is the possibility of new names joining the production. Turkish television dramas frequently introduce new characters when established characters leave. This allows writers to create new conflicts and relationships while keeping the overall story alive. For Kızılcık Şerbeti, a new character could potentially become involved with an existing family, create a new romantic storyline, or introduce another social and emotional conflict. But casting a new actor is always a calculated decision. The performer needs to fit the tone of the production. The character must have a convincing reason to exist within the story. Most importantly, the audience must believe that the new arrival belongs in the world of the series. A poorly integrated character can feel artificial. A well-written new character, however, can completely revive a drama. Fans are watching every development. Social media has transformed the relationship between television dramas and their audiences. In the past, viewers generally waited for television magazines or entertainment programs to learn about cast changes. Today, speculation can spread within minutes. A casting rumor can become a trending topic before an official announcement is even made. A photograph from a production location can trigger thousands of comments. An actor's social media activity can be interpreted as a possible clue. Even the absence of a performer from promotional material can create speculation. This phenomenon is particularly strong around Kızılcık Şerbeti, whose audience closely follows developments surrounding the series. Fans often debate possible replacements, new characters, departures, and future storylines. Some viewers welcome change, while others prefer the original cast structure. This division is not necessarily negative. In fact, intense discussion can demonstrate how invested audiences remain in a production. The challenge facing producers, maintaining a successful drama over several seasons is a complicated task. A series cannot simply repeat the same conflicts indefinitely. Characters must grow, relationships must change, and new problems must emerge. At the same time, producers cannot change everything at once. Too many departures can make viewers feel disconnected from the story. Too many new characters can make the original characters less important. Too much repetition can make the series feel predictable. The challenge is finding the right balance. Kızılcık Şerbeti now appears to be entering a period in which that balance will be particularly important. What could happen next? There are several possibilities for the future. The first is a gradual cast transition. In this scenario, existing characters would remain central while new performers are introduced slowly. This would allow viewers to become familiar with the newcomers without completely abandoning the show's established identity. The second possibility is a major storyline reset. A significant event could dramatically change the relationships among the characters and open the door for an entirely new phase of the series. The third possibility is that some of the current speculation will ultimately prove incorrect. This is an important point. Entertainment news often develops through rumors, unofficial reports, social media discussions, and audience theories. Until a production company or official representative confirms a casting decision, viewers should treat such information carefully. The Turkish TV industry is changing. The developments surrounding Kızılcık Şerbeti are part of a much larger transformation taking place across Turkish television. Traditional television remains important, but streaming platforms have changed audience expectations. Viewers now have access to productions from Turkey and around the world. They can watch episodes on different schedules, revisit older seasons, and discuss individual scenes online. This has increased competition between television productions. A successful series must now compete not only with other domestic dramas, but also with international productions and digital platforms. As a result, casting decisions have become even more significant. An actor can bring a new audience to a production. A popular character can generate enormous social media engagement. A surprising departure can create headlines for days. The television industry understands this power. Why viewers become attached to characters. The success of Kızılcık Şerbeti cannot be explained only by its plot. Its characters are central to the emotional experience. Viewers have watched characters make mistakes, experience heartbreak, build relationships, fight with relatives, reconcile, and face difficult decisions. Over time, these fictional figures become familiar. That familiarity creates emotional investment. When a beloved character leaves, some viewers may decide to stop watching. Others may continue because they want to discover what happens next. This creates an interesting dilemma for producers. A departure may create short-term controversy, but it can also create renewed curiosity. Sometimes viewers watch precisely because they want to see how the story survives after a major change. A new chapter rather than an ending. The phrase changing cast can sound alarming to fans, but cast changes do not necessarily mean the end of a successful series. Many long-running television dramas have survived major changes. Some have even become more successful afterward. Everything depends on the quality of the writing and the ability of new characters to create genuine emotional connections. If the writers can introduce believable conflicts and meaningful relationships, Kızılcık Şerbeti can potentially continue evolving. The key will be avoiding changes that feel forced. Audiences are usually willing to accept change when the story provides a convincing explanation. The importance of official information. As speculation continues, viewers should distinguish between confirmed information and rumors. Turkish entertainment media is highly active, and reports can spread rapidly. However, an unofficial casting claim is not the same as an official announcement. Until a production company, broadcaster, actor, or authorized representative confirms a development, it is better to describe it as speculation. This is particularly important when discussing actors' careers. A rumor about an actor leaving a series can affect public perception even if the claim later proves inaccurate. Responsible entertainment reporting therefore requires careful language. What today's developments tell us. The current conversation surrounding Kızılcık Şerbeti demonstrates one important fact. Audiences remain deeply interested in the future of the series. Whether the next chapter brings new characters, departures, unexpected partnerships, or a completely different storyline, viewers are clearly paying attention. The changing cast may eventually become one of the defining transitions in the show's history, but the final impact will depend on how the writers and producers handle it. If the transition is carefully planned, the series could use the changes as an opportunity to refresh its narrative. If the changes are too sudden or poorly integrated, the production could face resistance from viewers. For now, the biggest story is not simply who may leave or who may arrive. The bigger story is how Kızılcık Şerbeti will reinvent itself while preserving the elements that made audiences care about it in the first place. The future remains. Open television dramas are living stories. Unlike completed films, they have the ability to change continuously according to creative decisions, audience reactions, production circumstances, and the availability of performers. That makes every new season unpredictable. For Kızılcık Şerbeti, the changing cast may therefore represent the beginning of another major phase, rather than a conclusion. The coming announcements will likely answer many of the questions currently circulating among fans. Until then, viewers will continue analyzing every new development, every casting report, every promotional image, and every clue from the production. One thing is certain, the story surrounding Kızılcık Şerbeti remains far from quiet. As the Turkish television industry moves through another period of change, the series continues to attract attention. And with its evolving cast, new possibilities, and unresolved questions, the next chapter could become one of the most closely watched periods in the